welcome. Today is the 2nd of September. We are in Norway now. Yesterday we drove in to the border from Russia to Norway, and it took us quite a while. Both sides took some time, and we reached about almost about 4 p.m. So we just tried to find a place to rest for the night, and it took us some time to find a nice place to rest because we parked in a city, in a small town called Kirkenes. And today morning we sorted out our SIM card, so at least now we have the internet again. And we are now driving to our first point. It's a midpoint. We're going to go somewhere called the Nord Kapp. That's the northernmost tip of the continent. So we're going to go there. One thing we find that here the people are a little bit more friendlier and helpful, but things are very pricey in Norway. 3 pieces of sarai, I guess the sarai stock, is about 15 ringgit, right? And there's curry powders. 500 grams of curry powder is 35 ringgit. The things are expensive here. Even a can of Coke, bottle of small Coca-Cola is almost about 11 to 12 ringgit. So everything here is a bit expensive. So what can we say? This is Norway. So most of the Scandinavian countries are all importing their food, so it is expensive. One thing that was a bit disappointing was when we were crossing the Norway border yesterday, the customs said that we cannot bring in any of our liquor. So we did buy 1 liter of liquor, vodka from Russia, because it's very cheap. But at the border, even though the website says we are allowed 1 liter, the customs officer, due to the current situation, sanction rules has changed, and now we cannot bring in any liquor from there. Even milk products, dairy products, as well as meat products has to be taken away. So some of us have brought food, like canned food and processed food. Normally they will allow, most places allow to take processed food in, but yesterday they considered all the meats, all our cheese, everything was taken away. But what's surprising, that even food from Malaysia, some of them lost it. They threw all that away. They were taken things that we bought, like sardines, tuna fish, all were taken. And they are particularly looking for Russian products. If it's Russian, most of the time you consider destroy it. According to them, it's a sanction. Made dinner. I've got some bread, half a loaf of bread, and we have some bean stew with potatoes and carrots, and some bit of rice. View is beautiful. Look at that. Look at the bridge as well as a river underneath. morning. It's the 3rd of September. The time is 10:30. We're heading towards a lake in Norway. And the weather is a little gloomy today. It's been cloudy and overcast. Weather is cold. Last night it dropped down to about 14 in my cab. Outside I think was about 6 degrees. One of the good things about Norway is they have a law that allows people to do wild camping in nature as long as you are about 150 meters away from a residential building. Okay, so here in nature you can park your car and sleep overnight, no problem. Maximum 2 days in a spot, that's the rule. However, you cannot throw rubbish, or you cannot discharge any kind of liquid from your camper. But other than that, this is supposed to be a haven for campers. And almost 1 in every 5 households I see, they have either a camper van or a caravan. Too bad we all missed the 3 reindeers that were lying on the side of the road. It's very hard to see them because they look the same color as the grass. Wind is damn strong, man. Be careful, I can feel the crosswind. The crosswinds are very, very strong. I can feel the car moving left and right because we are at very high altitude right now. So I'm not sure actually how high, but if you look at the scenery, the landscape has changed, and there's a lot of reindeers around. One thing, this place is so remote that there are no restaurants or grocery shops or supermarkets. So lucky we stocked up our vehicle with a lot of food. And so if you do this trip, we definitely need to have a vehicle that we can sleep in, and you have enough water and also enough food. So I have enough food to last me about 6 days. Another 110 kilometers of these roads. The scenery is gorgeous, no doubt about it, but the roads are rough. It's very narrow and bumpy, and sometimes there are a lot of cars that are speeding by. So even though the speed limit says 80, it's a bit hard to drive 80 here because the roads are very narrow. It really is seriously gorgeous. You've got a lake side here, beautiful mountains, cold weather. In fact, I think the air now it's almost 15 degrees outside. So at least inside the cab it's warm. Okay, so it's a bit hard to talk, and considering the road. Look at the view. Earth is not a big place, it's actually very small. From Malaysia to UK, it will take about 28,000 kilometers, and I'm doing the long route, right? And I think the circumference of the Earth is only 44,000 kilometers, so it's not a very big place. And if you want to be a nomad and start living off the road, the sad thing is a lot of countries now are making sure, having laws that prevent you from wild camping, and you cannot stay camp or sleep in your car in some of the places. Like in Norway and Sweden and Finland, they're one of the most liberal countries for camping. You can do wild camping, and it's not illegal, just you don't stay in a place for more than 2 days. And during some months you cannot light a fire. Other than that, it's very regular. However, you cannot stay in public places like shopping mall or near town, public roads in the town. If you're tired, you can sleep in the car for a while, but you can't spend overnight. Now, that being said, when you drive out of town, there's a lot of places where you can sleep, and they provide parking areas with toilet facilities. It's all free. And okay, unfortunately, in Europe, making it illegal to do wild camping. So my advice, if you want to do this trip, to have an adventure, do it now. Because as time goes by, more and more countries become restricted, making it difficult. And if you are older, 60 and years older, I think in some countries 70 and above, you're not allowed to drive cars or motorcycles into the country. You need to have insurance, special insurance. So there's a lot of restriction as you grow older. Second, a lot of municipals and countries are coming up with laws making it a little difficult to do wild camping and to stay in your car. So, like in Europe, most of them recommend you to stay in paid campsites, and they can be expensive. Paid campsite can cost you anywhere from 20, 30, 40 euros, even up to 60 euros. Like yesterday, 2 days ago, we wanted to have a campsite. It was, I believe, it was like 120 ringgit. It was about 250 to 300 kronas, Swiss kronas, Norwegian kronas. So spending at 925, it might be okay, but if you were to stay there for 2 or 3 nights, that can add up. I think one of the questions that people may be asking is, why do you want to drive all the way from Kuala Lumpur to UK? I mean, it's much cheaper just to take a flight. However, I think the experience and the adventure are the things that make it different. If you look at how I calculated, if you fly from here to London, it's cheap. But if you try to fly from here to Thailand, and then I went to Laos, and then I went into China, I went many countries, many parts of China, then I went into Mongolia, Russia, then it becomes costly trying to fly every place that I went to, right? And another thing that you'll notice is I have the freedom to go anywhere I want to go. Like in Norway, I'm just driving. We're driving to Nord Kapp, and when you're tired, we just pull over, we sleep. If you've been thinking about doing this, I recommend you to try doing it. Right? If you keep pushing it off, most probably one day you will not do it. So my recommendation, start planning now and have a fixed date where you will really do it. Interestingly, these are two-way streets, right? It's a two-way road, but they do not have a center line. They only have H lines. You notice that? I noticed that in town also, in the small towns, the roads do not have a center line, only H lines. There is a saying that is really ingrained into me. That is, live your life so that when you leave it with memories and not regrets. And one of my dreams were to actually travel the world and to do the longest road trip ever. And this is what I'm doing. It is not difficult, right? I almost didn't do it. I always kept putting it off until one day I had to go for open heart surgery, and it was a risky surgery. So I made a promise that if I were to recover, I would not put out my dreams anymore. So this is why I started doing this project. So if you have a dream and you want to chase it, don't put it off, because you never know when is your last day. One thing that this trip has taught me is the world is small and time is short. The second lesson I learned is to be happy we don't really need much, you know? We don't need a lot of big house, all the fancy stuff that we try to gather. All we need is a dream to chase and a good truck to chase it in. So I'll be camping here for tonight. This is the location. It's a very quiet place. There are traffic passing by, but other than that, there's not a soul here. So it's only me and Albert spending the night here. So we're starting to do wild camping. And it's only 4 o'clock now. So we've got a lot of time to just explore this place, walk around. It's beautiful, nice to walk. There are some reindeers the other side. So I saw a herd of reindeers across the river. And most probably I'm going to just spend some time walking around, relaxing, and take it easy today. My lamb cuisine, which is panas rice, and this is how it looked like. So I'm going to try it. The wind is extremely strong. I can feel the car rock, but the truck is rocking back and forth. You can see that everything is. It's 3:45 and the winds are so strong outside it's pushing the truck. I can feel it. See, everything is shaking inside. It is actually from the tins, Russian stew tins that we bought. It tastes more like minced meat, or even like, it's not even minced meat, it's more like paste, minced paste, paste, pate meat, they minced. Don't I look like a panda? Huh, would you? Don't I look like a panda with the... We're almost reaching the Nordic Circle. Nordic Circle, sorry. We already are in the Arctic Circle, but